Put your phone down for 10 seconds. Just 10. Don't scroll. Don't check anything. Just sit there. You probably can't do it. Not because you're weak, not because you're addicted, because your brain is doing something it was never supposed to do. Running at full capacity with nowhere to point that capacity. That crawling, restless, slightly unbearable feeling after 8 seconds of nothing. That is one of the most revealing things your brain ever does. Scientists have been studying it for decades. What they found is not what anyone expected. Your brain doesn't want rest. It wants a problem. When you don't give it one, it will do something about that. Sometimes useful, sometimes destructive, and in at least one case, something that should be impossible. This is what boredom actually is. In 2014, Timothy Wilson, University of Virginia. Participants placed in a plain room. No phone, no book, no music. Sit and think for 6 to 15 minutes. That's it. Most of them hated it. Deeply unpleasant, not mildly uncomfortable, deeply. In one version, he left a button in the room. The button delivered a mild electric shock. They already knew what it felt like. They'd already felt it. Would anyone choose a shock over sitting quietly? 2/3 of men pressed the button. 1/4 of women pressed the button. One participant, 190 times, 15 minutes. Knew what it felt like, didn't have to, pressed it 190 times. People prefer doing something over nothing, even if that something is negative. Your brain is not a processor that idles. It is a prediction machine. It runs constantly, every second of every day. Your default mode network activates when you're not focused on anything. Scientists assumed idle brain meant resting brain. Then they scanned people lying still in fMRI machines. The brain was more active at rest than during most tasks, simulating, replaying past events, projecting future ones, building models of other people's minds, testing outcomes. Your brain at rest is thinking about people, relationships, a social simulation engine. It never stops running. Boredom is not the absence of stimulation. It's when your brain demands meaningful engagement and doesn't get it. It is a motivational signal, an alarm. You can't engage your attention with what's available in a satisfying way. This is why you can be bored at a party with 100 people, stare at your phone for an hour and feel worse. Stimulation, but not meaningful engagement. Your brain knows the difference. Scrolling and feeling empty is boredom postponed, not relieved. Boredom is not a modern problem. Your ancestors felt it. A mind that couldn't find engagement went looking, pushed into new territory, tried new techniques, built things, started conflicts, picked fights. Boredom is an evolutionary accelerant. The restlessness reaching for your phone. Same one that made ancestors invent things. The problem isn't that you have it, it's what you're pointing it at. Boredom increases creativity. Boring task before creative challenge outperformed those who went straight to it. The boring task forced the default mode network to run hard. Best ideas come in the shower, long drives, washing dishes. Chronically deprived of idle time, the DMN starts misfiring. Unprocessed content builds up. Rumination rises, anxiety rises. High smartphone use linked to anxiety, not because phones are harmful, but because they prevent the DMN from doing its maintenance work. You are not resting. You are preventing rest while feeling like you're resting. Ego depletion. Self-regulation is a finite resource. Every time you suppress restlessness with a screen, you spend willpower. By evening, the tank is empty. That's when people make the choices they most regret. In 1654, Pascal. All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Before smartphones, before TV, before radio, he still saw it. The compulsion to fill silence, the restlessness that drives people to ruin. Pascal described the same thing Wilson documented 360 years later. The science caught up to Pascal. Just took a few centuries. Imordino Young. Genuine idle time is not optional. It is essential. During idle time, the brain does 3 things it cannot do when occupied. Consolidates memory, processes emotional experience, and constructs narrative, building a story of who you are. The sense of having a self is not automatic. Your brain builds it during idle time. When you are never idle, you are never building that narrative. Life moving very fast and somehow going nowhere. 2010, Killingsworth and Gilbert, iPhone app, 250,000 data points. 47% of waking hours, mind not on what they're doing. When minds were wandering, people were less happy. Mind wandering preceded unhappiness, cause, not symptom. The engaged mind, in work, conversation, genuine idle state, was the happy mind. The half-present mind, pretending to be occupied, was the unhappy one. Your brain isn't asking for more content. It's asking for genuine engagement or genuine rest. The person who shocked himself 190 times wasn't strange. He was doing what your brain does every day. 300,000 years ago, a restless mind was the engine of every discovery. That engine is still running, exactly as it always has. The question isn't how to quiet it, it's what you're going to build with it. Is this really the best you've got for me?